15 years ago, when you came downtown, there was a handful of restaurants, if that were open at night. They were all on the total high-end fine dining, and you would have something to eat, go to the theater, and get out of town. And even in the last few years that we've been open, we've seen our hours. You know, when we first opened, we did killer lunches, standing room only for lunch, which is what you would expect. But what was really the pleasant surprise was you'd have a nice happy hour, and people would stay, and dinner hour would get longer and longer, and people would stay more and more.
Before I accepted this position and I told everybody I was considering going to downtown LA and opening up a Roy's over here, everybody said I was crazy. They said, don't do it, don't go down there, the restaurant's not going to do well. And then people said, if you do take it, you know what, on the weekends it's dead. So I took the chance and came down here, and I was very, very surprised. And the last 2 years, the growth that I've seen in just 2 years alone has just been amazing.
I think people still have the stigma of nothing happens in downtown LA, that people just come there, they work, and they go home. And so much has changed. It's totally the opposite. You've got people living down here, so they're down here all year round.
I think the difference was the residential. People are moving into downtown and creating that demand for dinner, for cocktail lounges, for more entertainment. I began a company called 213 Ventures to focus on creating nightlife, nightlife development, restaurants, bars, cocktail lounges. My first place that I opened was called the Golden Gopher, and it was very successful right off the bat, so it encouraged me to open more locations. Now I've opened 4 spots.
This business here has been great since we opened. We opened with a bang back in May of 2005. Our revenue has grown every year since then.
Out of 34 restaurants, we are currently #1 in sales in the company at this downtown location.
That it's a great environment for hospitality. I think we're going to see more restaurants, more bars, more boutique hotels and so forth open down here, because I think there's a lot of demand for that. And with that, I think there's going to be demand for all kinds of retail.
The Ralph's grocery store.
The supermarket.
Which is kind of really, you got to, and the numbers I heard on the news the other day were just knocking the ball out the park.
The demand that they've seen is going to encourage other supermarkets and gourmet type stores to come downtown to service the needs of the new residents down here.
It really signifies the coming of age of downtown LA.